My child, stop for a moment. I need you to listen to me right now. I know your heart is heavy, and I know the first thing you do when something breaks is look inward and say, "It must be my fault." You've replayed the past so many times that the weight of it feels permanent, like guilt has become part of who you are. But before you scroll away, before you let another voice speak louder than mine, hear me clearly. This message is not random. It is not late. It is not meant for someone else. I am speaking to you, and what I am about to say can loosen a burden you were never meant to carry. You've been blaming yourself for things that were never fully in your hands. You've taken responsibility for other people's choices, for outcomes you couldn't control, for wounds you didn't cause. And the enemy has been quiet about it, letting you punish yourself while calling it humility. But I see the difference between accountability and false guilt, and today I am interrupting the cycle. Don't skip this. Don't dismiss this. I am reaching into the place where you've been harsh with yourself and calling you back to truth. I see how this blame has shaped the way you pray, the way you hope, the way you expect disappointment before joy even arrives. I see how it has made you cautious, afraid to trust again, afraid to believe that good things can still come to you. And I want you to know something before we go any further. I am not here to accuse you. I am here to free you. If this word is touching something deep inside you, I want you to respond. Like this video so others can find it. Comment so you can release what you've been holding. Share this with 3 people who are silently blaming themselves. Hype this message and subscribe, because I am using it to reach hearts that feel stuck where you've been. You've carried this blame quietly, thinking strength meant silence. But strength, my child, begins with truth. And the truth is this message is a turning point. You don't need another distraction. You need clarity. You need to hear my voice over the noise of regret and self-accusation. I am not rushing you, but I am calling you. Right here, right now. Let me speak into the place where you've been hardest on yourself. This is not about minimizing pain or pretending mistakes never happened. This is about releasing the lie that everything is on you. I am about to show you what belongs to you and what never did. Stay with me. Breathe. Let your guard down just enough to hear what I've been waiting to tell you. You are not condemned. You are not defined by what went wrong. And before this message is over, you will understand why I am saying to you, with love and authority, it's not your fault. My child, I see you. Not the version of you that smiles in front of others, not the one that says, "I'm fine," when you are not. I see the quiet moments when the room is silent and your thoughts are loud. I see how your mind returns to the same memories, the same conversations, the same decisions, searching for the moment where you think everything went wrong. You wonder if one different choice would have changed everything. You wonder if you missed a sign, ignored a warning, failed to be enough. And you've carried those questions like a sentence instead of a season. I want you to know this clearly. Nothing about your pain has gone unnoticed by me. I was there when you were confused. I was there when you were trying your best with the understanding you had at the time. I was there when you felt pressured, rushed, or alone in the decision you made. I saw the limits you were working within, the information you did not have, the emotional weight you were under. You judge yourself with the clarity of hindsight, but you lived those moments with uncertainty, fear, and hope. I do not measure you the way you measure yourself. I recognize how long you've been holding on. Some days you function well, other days the guilt returns without warning. You've asked yourself why you still feel this way when time has passed. You've wondered why healing feels slow. My child, healing is not delayed because you are weak. It is slow because you have been carrying blame that does not belong to you. And I see how exhausting that has been. I also see the tenderness of your heart. The very reason you blame yourself is because you care deeply. You didn't act from malice. You didn't choose harm. You were trying to love, to survive, to protect, to do what you believed was right. That matters to me. I see the intentions behind your actions, not just the outcomes you regret. Where you see failure, I see a human heart doing its best under pressure. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are not one of many to me. I know the exact moment this guilt first grew. I know the sentence you spoke over yourself that you never corrected. I know how it shaped your confidence, your relationships, even the way you receive love. And I am not distant from any of it. I am close. I am attentive. I am gentle with you, even when you are not gentle with yourself. Listen to me now. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not disqualified from peace. I am not disappointed in you. I am patient with you. I am walking with you through this recognition because I want you to stop hiding from me behind self-blame. You don't need to prove anything to earn my care. You already have it. Let this settle in your heart. I know your story. I know your struggle. And I am still here looking at you with compassion, ready to lead you into truth. My child, now let me show you the truth you've been afraid to face, not because it will hurt you, but because it will finally free you. The truth is this: not everything that went wrong was caused by you. You have been carrying responsibility for outcomes that were shaped by other people's choices, hidden circumstances, and moments you could not see clearly at the time. You have judged yourself with knowledge you only gained later, and you have punished yourself for not being perfect in moments where perfection was never possible. I want you to understand something deeply. Conviction comes from me and leads you to life. Condemnation comes from the enemy and keeps you trapped in the past. What you have been feeling is not my voice correcting you, but a heavy lie whispering that you must keep paying for what already passed. I never asked you to live there. I never asked you to keep reopening wounds I already covered. When I correct, I heal. When I lead, I restore. I do not replay your failures to shame you. You confuse responsibility with blame. Responsibility teaches and guides. Blame accuses and paralyzes. There are things you can learn from the past, yes, but there are also burdens you must release. Some pain came from betrayal. Some came from immaturity in others. Some came from situations you were forced into before you were ready. And some came simply because this world is broken. You were not meant to absorb it all and call it your fault. Hear me clearly now. I separate what belongs to you from what does not. I remove false guilt from your heart. I expose the lie that says you must suffer to be forgiven. I already paid the price for restoration. You do not need to keep punishing yourself to prove remorse. That is not humility. That is bondage. And I am breaking it now. This truth I am speaking to you is not meant to stop with you. I am pouring it out like oil, not to be stored, but to flow. My child, I am saying this to you now. When you help carry this message forward, you are helping me reach hearts that are still trapped in silence. As my word says, when seed is sown into good soil, it produces a harvest far beyond what is seen. This message is light, and light must travel. I am opening rivers where voices were dry, and I am using this work to reach souls who think they are beyond forgiveness. Listen to me. I am placing this on your heart because I trust you. If you feel moved right now, act in obedience. Support this mission through super thanks or membership on this platform, or through PayPal using the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. This is not about giving to a channel. This is about sowing into lives I am restoring. I tell you in my word that when you give, it will be given back, pressed down, and overflowing. I bless every seed you release in faith, and I multiply it with purpose. Do not delay what I am prompting you to do. Obedience opens doors. Let your giving become a living response to the truth you are receiving right now. My child, now I speak to you as a father who loves you too much to let you keep hurting yourself. Hear me gently, but hear me clearly. You have made a habit of punishing yourself for things I already forgave, corrected, or never blamed you for in the first place. You call it being responsible. You call it being honest. But what it has become is a quiet form of self-condemnation, and I will not let that remain in your life. I need you to understand this truth. Holding on to blame does not honor me. Carrying guilt I did not give you does not make you more righteous. Beating yourself down does not make you wiser. It only keeps you stuck in a place I already called you out of. When you keep revisiting the past to accuse yourself, you are living in a courtroom I already closed. I am not asking you to forget what happened. I am asking you to stop sentencing yourself over it. You've told yourself that if you let go of the blame, you might repeat the mistake. But that is not wisdom speaking. That is fear. Growth comes from understanding, not self-hatred. Learning comes from reflection, not punishment. I correct you so you can move forward, not so you can remain bowed down. When I guide you, it is always toward life, clarity, and peace. I am correcting you now because I want to restore your posture. You were never meant to walk with your head down, constantly apologizing for existing. You were never meant to approach life expecting to fail. At minds it did not come from me. I did not create you to live under a cloud of constant self-doubt. I created you to walk in truth, humility, and confidence in my grace. There are patterns you must break. One of them is the belief that you deserve less because of what happened. Another is the habit of replaying old moments as proof that you are flawed beyond repair. I am telling you to stop. Not harshly but firmly. Lay that down. You do not need to keep reminding yourself of what went wrong. I know your heart. I know your repentance. I know your desire to grow. That is enough. Let me be clear with you. If I, the one who sees all things, am not accusing you, then you have no authority to accuse yourself. If I am leading you forward, you have no reason to chain yourself to yesterday. You must trust my correction more than your own judgment. You must believe that my grace is stronger than your regrets. This correction is not rejection. It is protection. I am protecting you from becoming someone who mistakes self-criticism for maturity. I am protecting you from wearing guilt as an identity. I am teaching you how to walk in freedom without losing wisdom. So listen to me, my child. Release what I did not give you. Stop carrying what I never assigned to you. Let my correction lift you, not crush you. I am not disappointed in you. I am guiding you. And where I guide, there is always hope ahead. My child, I want you to feel this truth settling into your spirit now. You are still standing, not because you were perfect, but because I have been sustaining you all along. Even in the moments when you felt weak, confused, or overwhelmed, I was holding you steady. You thought you were barely surviving, but I was strengthening you in ways you could not yet see. What you call endurance born of pain, I call strength formed through perseverance. I know there were days you felt drained just from existing. Days when getting through the morning felt like an achievement. Days when the weight of self-blame made even small steps feel heavy. But look at you now. You are still here. You are still seeking truth. You are still open enough to listen to me. That alone tells me that you are stronger than you believe. Weak hearts do not keep reaching for healing. Broken spirits do not keep longing for light. I want you to understand something important. Your strength is not measured by how little you feel pain. It is measured by how faithfully you keep going despite it. I have seen every moment you wanted to give up but didn't. I have seen the courage it took to keep loving, trusting, and hoping when your heart felt fragile. You did not fail because you struggled. You grew because you endured. You have been telling yourself that healing should have come faster, that you should be further along by now. But I do not rush what needs care. I do not shame what needs time. The work I am doing in you is deep, and deep healing is never shallow or rushed. I am rebuilding your strength from the inside out, teaching you how to stand without leaning on guilt as a crutch. My child, you are not behind. You are not late. You are not weaker than others because your journey looks different. I tailor restoration personally. What I am growing in you now will support what I am leading you into next. The strength you are gaining in this season will become the foundation for peace, confidence, and clarity in the next one. I am with you in this rebuilding. When you feel tired, I am your rest. When you feel unsure, I am your stability. When you feel discouraged, I am your reminder that you are not alone in this process. You do not need to force yourself to be strong. Let me be strong for you. Let me carry what you can no longer hold. Lift your eyes for a moment. The fact that you are still listening to my voice means I am not finished with you. I am strengthening you quietly, steadily, faithfully. You will look back one day and realize that this was not the season that broke you. This was the season that taught you how resilient you truly are. So take heart, my child. Breathe. Let hope rise again. You are supported. You are upheld. And the strength you need for tomorrow is already being formed within you today. My child, now I want you to listen with your heart, because I am speaking promise over you. Not a fragile hope, not a distant possibility, but assurance rooted in who I am. What you have been carrying has made you question whether peace is still available to you, whether restoration is still possible, whether your future has been permanently shaped by your past. I am telling you now, with certainty, it has not. I am not limited by what happened. I am not delayed by your mistakes. I am not confused about where I am taking you. I promise you rest for your mind. The thoughts that race, the memories that surface without warning, the inner conversations that accuse you in quiet moments, they will not rule you forever. I am teaching you how to bring every thought back under truth. Peace is not something you must chase. It is something I give when you trust me enough to let go of control. And I am patient as you learn how to do that. I promise you healing for your heart. Not the kind that pretends nothing happened, but the kind that no longer bleeds when you remember it. There will come a day when the past no longer has power over your emotions. You will remember without reliving. You will reflect without breaking. What once triggered pain will become proof of how far I have brought you. I promise you redemption. Even the moments you regret most are not wasted in my hands. I weave wisdom out of failure, compassion out of pain, and clarity out of confusion. You believe some doors closed because you failed. I tell you some doors closed because they were not meant to carry you forward. Trust my timing. Trust my protection. I see paths you cannot see yet. I also promise you companionship. You are not walking this out alone. When you feel unsure, I am guiding. When you feel weak, I am sustaining. When you feel impatient for change, I am working beneath the surface. You Do not measure my faithfulness by how fast things shift. Measure it by how consistently I remain with you. My child, obedience and patience will be important in this next season. Not because I am withholding, but because I am preparing. What I am about to entrust to you requires a heart free from false guilt and a mind anchored in truth. You are being readied for peace that lasts, not relief that fades. Let me do this work fully. I promise you that what you release, I replace. What you surrender, I restore. What you trust to me, I handle with care. You do not need to fear the future. I am already there. I am already making a way. And I am doing it with love, intention, and perfect understanding of who you are. To rest in this assurance. My promises do not expire. My faithfulness does not waver. And my plan for you is still unfolding, even now. My child, now is the moment I ask you to respond. Not with fear, not with striving, but with trust. Everything I have spoken to you has been leading here. You have heard the truth. You have felt the release beginning, and now I invite you to take an intentional step forward. This is not about doing more. It is about letting go. It is about choosing to place what you have been carrying into my hands. I want you to bring the blame to me. Not later, not when you feel ready, but now exactly as you are. Speak it to me. Name it. The moment, the decision, the outcome you keep replaying. You do not need polished words. I am not waiting for perfection. I am waiting for honesty. When you release it to me, you are not losing control. You are gaining freedom. You have been trying to move forward while still looking backward. Attention has been draining you. I'm calling you to turn fully toward me. Trust me enough to believe that I can handle what you cannot fix. Trust me enough to believe that letting go does not mean minimizing what happened. It means believing that I am greater than it. This is also the moment I ask you to forgive yourself. You have asked me for forgiveness, and I gave it freely. Yet you have withheld it from yourself. That is not humility. That is resistance. Accepting forgiveness is an act of faith. It is agreeing with my voice over your own accusations. Let your heart align with mine now. I am activating you into a new posture. No longer bowed under guilt, but standing in trust. No longer silent in shame, but open in faith. You may feel vulnerable doing this, and that is okay. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the doorway to transformation. As you release the blame, you make room for peace to enter. Do not rush this moment. Breathe. Let my presence settle around you. You are safe here. Nothing is being taken from you except what has been weighing you down. You are not being asked to forget. You are being asked to trust me with your future instead of punishing yourself for your past. I want you to move forward differently after this. When the old thoughts try to return, remember this moment. Remember that you chose to lay it down. When guilt whispers again, answer it with truth. Tell it that I have already spoken. Tell it that I am leading you now. This activation is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet and powerful. It is a decision made in the heart. And from this decision, new peace will grow. New clarity will follow. New strength will rise. Step forward with me, my child. You are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into freedom. My child, now let everything become still within you. You have walked through truth, correction, strength, promise, and surrender, and now I bring you into peace. Not the kind of peace that ignores what happened, but the kind that settles your heart because you finally understand it. You are not at fault for everything you've been carrying. You are not condemned. You are not abandoned. and you are not walking into the future weighed down by the past. I am with you, and I always have been. Let this truth rest in you. You did not miss your destiny because of one moment, one season, or one decision. I am not fragile. My plans for you are not easily broken. What you thought disqualified you did not surprise me. What you thought ruined everything did not end my work in your life. I am gentle, but I am also precise. I know how to redeem time, restore hearts, and rebuild confidence piece by piece. You don't need to keep revisiting the pain to prove you've learned. You don't need to stay guarded to stay wise. I am teaching you how to walk forward with discernment and peace at the same time. That is where true freedom lies. You are allowed to breathe again. You are allowed to hope again. You are allowed to expect good without first preparing for loss. As you leave this moment, I want you to remember what I have spoken. When guilt tries to return, remind yourself that I already addressed it. When doubt rises, remember that I promised to lead you. When fear whispers, remember that I am already in your future. You are not walking alone. You are walking with me. Now hear me clearly, my child. This word was not only for you. There are others still trapped in blame, still punishing themselves in silence, still believing lies I never spoke. I am using this message as a light, and light is meant to be shared. This is where obedience becomes action. As my word declares, when you sow, you reap. When you release seed, I release harvest. I am saying to you now, from my heart to yours, help me reach them. Support this mission through Super Thanks or membership here on YouTube, or through PayPal using the link in the description and the QR code you see. This is not a donation. It is a prophetic response. It is you placing oil where there has been dryness, light where there has been darkness, and truth where lies have lived too long. I bless every hand that gives in obedience. I bless every heart that responds quickly. I open doors you did not knock on. I provide in ways you did not expect, and I multiply what you release in faith. Do not delay what I am prompting you to do. Act now, and let your obedience become part of someone else's healing. Before you go, I ask you to respond again. Like this video so the message can travel. Comment so your voice joins the testimony. Share this with 3 people who need to hear that it's not their fault. Subscribe and hype this video so more of my children can find peace. Go now, my child, with a lighter heart and a steady spirit. I am with you. I am for you. And what lies ahead is filled with hope.